Welcome to another edition of TNT. It sounds like
Dynamite.
because it is.
Boom.
Boom, baby. I am your host, Tabatha Pittman, and this is my beautiful co-host,
Tara Isaac.
yeah.
Hello, gorgeous.
Yes.
Great to see you.
Oh my goodness. Welcome
I
back,
missed
dear.
you.
I missed you too. Let me tell y'all, when these two people are apart, these two people right here, like Tara and Tabitha, there's something that's missing in the world. Because our energy is contagious and it's magnetic, if I might.
It is. It's I mean, I feel alive. I feel good. I feel it in my veins.
Yes,
You know?
that part.
Yes.
That part. So today we are going to talk to you about self-care. Self-care. The world is opening back up.
Mm-hmm.
And as it begins to open up, this is an opportunity. I pray that a lot of people will be able to get out, explore, and take care of self, right? I think, like, especially here in Michigan, where we don't get a lot of sunlight, but when we do, I know that people like to get out. So, the statistics say that the lack of vitamin D leads to depression and those types of things.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, you see those light things being sold everywhere for light therapy. Yeah.
Yeah, that too, right?
Yeah.
So it's critical that we really take some time now that the weather is breaking and, people are getting back out into some sense of normalcy,
Mm-hmm.
that they get acclimated and start taking care of self again. And no matter what the weather, let me say that. You need to take care of self.
Absolutely. You are so right there, Tabitha. It's an opportunity to redevelop ourselves. And when you hit it right on the head there, even if it's not summer, in the wintertime, wear 3 or 4 pants or something, hats and
Mhm.
scarves. Get those snow boots.
Right.
Go to the parks and walk.
Yes.
And it's just do something, or indoors or
mall.
march. Yeah,
Yeah.
the mall. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important.
It's so important that you get your body to move in. I mean, in this day and time where YouTube has like a million walking videos,
Mm-hmm.
movement is critical. I like to say move outside when you can afford to, when you have time and when, weather permitting. But I think that it's just the movement.
Yes.
I've seen the elderly people when I was pregnant. I used to go to the mall and walk, right? Because it was a safe, level area where I could walk inside. And I would always see the elderly folk, the elderly community walking early in the morning. They would go walking in the mall. As soon as the doors opened, they would be there waiting. But I also like to encourage people that, I have an aunt, my Aunt Doris, who literally.
Hey, Aunt Doris.
Hey, Aunt Doris. Okay. Hey, girl. Hey. Which she may be traveling right now to Ohio. So I know that this will likely be released tomorrow. I hope that it will be released. So we're doing better with getting our edits done and getting things like that. So I'm excited about that. And you know what? If this is really helping you, or if you guys are enjoying this discussion, let me be the first to say, please like, share, follow, forward this to someone who needs some encouragement, some motivation to get up and take care of themselves today. And if you join our subscription to our podcast, I'm telling you, you're going to have some laughs, you're going to have some tears, and you're going to have a different set of energy when you get up from listening, or if you're walking, whatever you're doing. I think
real energy.
Real energy.
Yeah, we don't script this. This is just us talking.
That's right. Literally, that's the joy of it.
It is. I know. I love it.
We literally are just sitting here having.
We don't have
time.
food.
we don't even have food, y'all. Wait.
We're hungry though.
Careful, because we are hungry. That part. Okay, so self-care.
Yes.
My aunt literally, I remember her telling
Doris.
Aunt Doris, that's right. I remember her telling us that she would walk around her table indoors. Like this was I don't know if it was pre-YouTube. I'm sure it was YouTube existed. But she said that she would just walk around the table.
I love it.
In the wintertime,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the dining table or kitchen. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. So movement.
Wow,
movement is key.
the
Get
movement.
the circulation going because that's so critical for all of us. Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
Yep. So One of the things that I want to encourage people to do, because I think that May is, and since we're still officially in May, May is Mental Health Awareness Month also. And your self care is so tied to your mental health. And
Absolutely.
so the more you move, the more oxygen flows, the more blood flows, the more you ward off the negativity and
Hmm.
some of those side effects. Again, getting outside to, absorb some of that natural vitamin D.
Hmm. Yeah. So
And
important. Yeah.
it's very important to all of our systems as well. That vitamin D is something that our
Practice
body.
your breathing
Oh, that
too.
too.
That's so important. I once was told, Tabitha, that you inhale and exhale 3 times. It changes. It does something to you.
I'm gonna practice.
And you kind of, it may feel a little lightheaded, but the
Yeah,
more you do it, it just kind of,
it you can feel it relaxing you.
yeah. So I think that's important too, along with what you're saying. It just, it's, you cannot stress enough the self care and then going into mental health.
Yes,
It's, it is important.
yes. So I think that as we talk about the mental health part, self care is a big part of maintaining your mental health. And I also think that the breathing. Find some breathing techniques, right?
Mm-hmm.
Google a YouTube video, whatever, find a breathing technique, even some meditation, I think is a great idea for
Mm-hmm.
self care. For me, I meditate on scripture. And, one of the scriptures that I read this morning, okay,
Share with us, girl.
I'm
Share.
going to share this with you guys. And for those people who follow me at Coach Tabitha Inspires on YouTube, maybe a little itsy bitsy redundant, but let me just bless the rest of you. I read Ecclesiastes 10, verse 10 this morning. And it talked about how the axe can grow dull, and then you have to have strength to sharpen it. And it says that you have to go back and get wisdom, but wisdom, it says, this is my key part where it says, but wisdom brings success.
Mm.
And I just thought about that in all that we're doing in the hustle and bustle of life. And for me, I'm a little teensy bit of a perfectionist, which you know me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I want it to be right. I want it to be this. I want it to be that. But the reality, see, she's telling on me, y'all. See how your friends do you? Okay.
It's a, it's, hey, it's a beloved quality.
That's
You know, but it's okay for men, but for women can't be perfectionists.
yeah.
That's a whole nother topic.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that one of these days. I don't know when, child, but
But no.
one of these days. But I think that what I learned, what I gathered from that, as I begin to kind of go back and um, shout out to the women's study Bibles out there, but the commentary, if you will, on the scripture started talking about how God's focusing on God's unfailing love was key to um, harnessing his wisdom, and wisdom chasing out perfectionism, and wisdom bringing success. So people often associate perfectionism with success, but perfectionism is the enemy of success. And so I just kind of went into that a little bit more, because
Oh, wow.
if we focus on that, then we'll find that we're actually behind the eight ball, because perfectionism will bring stagnation,
Complacency. You're so right.
complacency,
You're so right. Wow.
because
Yeah.
you're
You just
thinking
rest
about
at that.
getting,
Yeah.
yeah, you're thinking about getting it right. It's got to be right. And then before you know it, you're not doing anything.
Hmm. And going along with self care,
Mhm.
Tabitha, I will share this because you hit it right on the head. I get myself in shape. I'm achieving that in my mind, my perfect state.
Mhm.
Then I stop. And I'm forgetting to keep
Sharpening.
sharpening
Yes.
my axe and
That's
keep
right.
maintaining it.
That's good. Oh,
I
I
just
like that.
well, thanks to you, you just made me very much aware of what I just did.
I like that. Okay, guys, for real, this is unscripted. This is just
Yeah,
pure energy right here. And so we just
yeah.
flow.
But I will
And
say for the record, I will keep the insulation today because it is cold.
it's cold. Okay, let me just say, you guys see us with jackets. Tara has on a scarf. Tara, I mean, I literally, she texted me and was like, hey, I just pulled up at the studio. And I was like, okay, great. I'm on my way. And I got all my stuff loaded into the car, which is in the garage. And I opened that garage. I was like, wait a minute. It's cold outside. Tabitha was. I thought I was gonna be cute, y'all. I don't have on no sleeves. I
You
was
really got to
like,
show that. That's beautiful. She looks stunning
I look
as
stunning with a
always.
jacket on because it's cold. It's 54 degrees in Michigan today.
That's like a 40
So,
degree drop. Whew. Wow.
would you bring this back from vacation?
I
Is
did
this?
not. I was
Can we attribute this to you?
I'm so sorry, but I don't think it's me, my dear. But I tried to bring that sunshine, that nice warmth, that sunshine right close to the equator warmth back up here, but you know,
Y'all hear this?
they got the market on that down there.
Y'all hear this? Okay, for our
Mm.
us Michiganders, and us transient or adopted Michiganders, that's what I'm gonna call myself. Um, it's cold, but Tara has been on vacation, and I think this is right in line with the self care. One of the things that I can say about my friend Tara, and she knows that I'm a brand ambassador, and when I say brand ambassador, I believe in um, they don't say this anymore, but just bear with me because
Mhm.
I'm a little old school. I ain't really old, y'all, but it is what
She's a
it is.
baby, but you know what? We need old school. I think now more than ever we need old school. Cause I was just jamming in the car to my old school jams.
I can't with her. I will say this: this woman is a workaholic. Okay, she has gone to different countries with her career. She's done many different and versatile things throughout her life, throughout her career. And it's very, very rare. I've known Tara for almost 5 years now. And it's very rare that this woman takes a vacation. And so, just along the lines of self care, I'm so proud of you. I know part of it was to go with your sister, and she has a nephew, Lucas. Hey, Lucas,
Hey,
it's
baby.
your other auntie Tabitha. Um, pardon me. Um, but I'm proud of you for taking a vacation. I'm proud of you for taking some time for you.
It was hard. This was the first time where I mean I had a purpose, but that was that's hard.
Tell
And
us about that.
yeah, no. So the kids were trying to make up for because last year most of the seniors that graduated from high school they basically their year was robbed from them. I think from all school children, and we'll leave it at that. But they were planning on their spring break trip, and everything just got canceled, unfortunately. So we were making up for it this year. So you had about 15 boys. Well, some of them drove down. One of the parents, a great father, and you gotta. And I know we're gonna get to that as another podcast because
Yes.
you've got some.
We're going to talk about our daddies,
Yeah,
honey.
you've
Yes.
got a positive message there, and I
Yes.
can't wait for everyone to hear that.
So do you. But we're going to get into the daddies,
Yeah.
guys. So, fellas, I want to give a shout out to all of my family and friends who have instant messaged me. Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to my aunts. Mama, I know you're always watching. She's tuned in, honey. She's so glad that this is on YouTube because she doesn't have Facebook. But when I send the link to my family and friends, and they're like, "Oh my goodness!" Shout out to Nicole. Lots of people who have just reached out to me and said, "Tab, oh my goodness, I can hardly tell between your voice and Tara's voice. You guys have so much energy," and they're just so proud of us, right? So big shout outs for that, and shout outs to the dads. But we'll get to you, daddies. In next week's episode, we'll
Yeah.
start talking about the men.
I know
But
that was We're gonna put that on the list because I know you
yeah,
had a great message there.
we're gonna talk about
But
it. But tell us about these daddies who done drove their boys
it was just
down.
one father, which was God bless him. He did a terrific job. Most of them were in that van that they rented, and then some flew. Lucas flew with us. Of course, he likes that comfort. The boy knows what he likes.
Right. He's like, look, I love y'all for coming, but
I'm
yo,
not
I'm
getting
gonna take
cramped in
that
that
flight.
van.
I'm not driving 24 hours. Sorry.
Self-care.
Self
He
care.
knows. I'll tell you, that kid takes care of himself. I'm inspired by him. He works out all this time. He kept his focus even after his shoulder surgery. But
Mm-hmm.
so we were down there for the vacation, and just to be there if they needed anything.
Absolutely.
You don't want to overshadow them because they're grown boys now.
That's
They're in
right.
their first year of college and all that stuff. And of course, we like to spy, looking out for where they at, where they hanging
That's
out.
right.
What they
Right. That's
do.
right. What are they doing?
But so we were probably maybe just a mile north of them. 'Cause, So one thing we decided to do, speaking of self care, and I think we mentioned I've got some extra insulation, and this is an opportunity. You know what? We're gonna walk, and
Mm.
every day I think we walked 10 miles.
Wow.
My feet, my legs were sore, my feet were blistering, but it was. I was saying, you know what? Because I wasn't being consistent with my self care, this is gonna get done, and I'm gonna get my act together, and you feel good. You feel that sense of accomplishment.
Mhm.
And so the vacation really was just for us was doing that, walking around and then, eating good food. Because, I'm sorry, but I'm just not going to, I'm just not going to oatmeal it away.
Not on vacation.
Not on vacation. But you know what? It
When you
was
get back.
good quality food. And it was so nice. But that's kind of retrain myself.
Mhm.
Let me get an exercise routine because I can't do it all at once. But if let me do my walking, then I start cleaning up my eating,
Mhm.
and then you get back into that routine, and that's so important. That should be our foundation. And I think you're being so sweet and kind to me and calling me out that I'm not doing a good job taking care of myself. But
Guys,
the
this is
vacation,
a workaholic.
yeah, and uh, we need to be really treat our bodies like a temple and
Oh,
take care of our health so we can be there for ourselves, for our families, for everybody else.
come on.
Yeah.
It's that part for me. Because if I say it this way, if you don't take care of yourself, it's hard to pour from an empty vessel.
Oh wow, that is powerful.
So if you don't take care of yourself, you are the core. I have a quote from my book, The Magnetic Woman. Everybody wants to be the GOAT. GOAT is GOAT,
Hmm.
right? Greatest of all times. But nobody wants to be the glue. And that's God's leading.
Cohesive bond. Yeah.
Yes, united woman. You've got to be God's lady, united in encouraging people, empowering people. And
Hmm.
so you've got to take that time for you to be, to be able to pour into other people. If you never fill back up, are you giving on E? And can you imagine, we have newer vehicles, they're
Hmm.
not 21s, but can you imagine if we ran our vehicles on E and all of the stuff that goes in with the air and the quality, right, of what would
Hmm.
come out? Or that's why they have all these states with the emissions and things of that nature, right?
Yeah.
Because now if we put good stuff in, we get better stuff out. We get better power out of our engine. We get, we won't get into the automotive background of our
Yeah.
lives, but
I love the analogy.
um
Yeah, but we are our engine.
yeah, we are the engines. So
You
we
were
got to
so
make
right. Yeah,
sure
that's
that it's taken care of because nothing else runs on that vehicle
no
without
nothing.
the engine.
And you know what I love? You said in your morning prayers.
Mhm.
I've been doing that too. 'Cause I just since my birthday, I just I pray, but then now I'm at the
Absolutely.
point where I'm finding myself. You know what? I pray that much more harder in the mornings. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm even doing church incense
That's right.
in the mornings because I need it. I really need it in my life, and I'm gonna be hitting half 100 here in the
Woo!
sometime, but yeah, some not necessarily
Not
now,
today.
not today. But you know, what if I only have 1 week, 1 day? But I'm just at that point where I want to give more, and this vacation really kind of refocused me. And I've been good. I haven't been able to get back out there walking. Number one, it's too cold, but
Yeah.
no, I will say that's an excuse. But I just want my
It's an
foot to heal.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus if you've walked till you got blisters on your feet,
Oh,
we
that's
don't
not
want
a
you to be out there walking trying to,
yeah.
yeah,
Now, if I'd been walking, doing all my
re-damaging.
exercise all along, I wouldn't have that problem.
But you know what? You can
Yeah.
still do some activities,
Yes.
right? You can still lift your weights. You can still, do something while breathe,
Breathing.
and that's right.
Yes.
So you can still
Everything.
meditate. You can
Mhm.
still do the things that you need to do to keep you centered, right?
Mhm.
And focused on God and saying, "Okay, God, what do you want me to know today?"
Yes.
Because that's also part of our self-care. So, um, you know, I think this is such a critical conversation that people need to normalize. Self care should not be something that is once a year when we go on vacation, right?
Right.
And I say this from the perspective of a mother, right, who's at home with kids, and I'm a mompreneur, is what I call myself, y'all. So I'm writing
You're
books,
doing it. You
I'm
are. I'm
coaching
so proud of
clients.
you.
Thanks.
You.
sis.
just so much respect to you for everything you are
Thank
doing.
you.
It's just remarkable.
Thank
It is. It's a lot, you know. And God bless you. I'm so inspired and just in awe of all that you are doing.
Thank you.
Yes, you are. You don't need
Sis.
to thank me, honey. We thank you. Okay, we thank you.
Well, I feel like I came into my sense or my zone of genius in the last few years when God, took me out of corporate America, almost kicking and screaming like a little child. And I was like, I don't want to go. I love the money I'm making. But I found something more fulfilling. I found something that is more natural to me, right? Where I was always encouraging people,
Hmm.
even at the soda machine, right? But it was like, okay, oh, well, can't say Jesus at work. And so,
Yeah,
or people would be
yeah.
offended if if
Hmm.
you're, I had a young lady who would literally text me and ask me to meet her in the bathroom. We would lock the door and pray. Okay, that part.
Wow. It should
So
never be like
it
that.
should not.
It should.
But
Yeah.
hey, we know how corporate
Yeah.
America was, and I won't say all
Hmm.
organizations are like that, but at least that was one of the experiences I had. But I wanted to get back to the part of, being the mom. Sometimes we're at home as that mompreneur and you're doing all the things, you're wearing the hats. Um, your self care is important then too. And it may
Hmm.
seem like somebody may think, oh, well, she's got life made. She's sitting at home. Uh, I'm not eating bonbons all day.
Right. They don't know how
um,
hard you're working.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that it does require work, right? But yesterday I did something for myself. This may not sound like a lot to y'all, but I took a nap. I took a nap, and the older people when I had my first child, which was in 2000. Um, my grandmother told me, make sure you sleep when the baby sleeps. And I was like, how am I going to do that? I'll never get anything done. The house will be a mess if I sleep when he sleeps. Um, but today I'm like, wow, I wish I had slept and just let the house be a mess, right? Because then my mental clarity, my focus, my drive, my energy would have been restored, right? Science studies will tell you that your brain needs to have that shutdown period where it actually, refocuses, it regenerates the cells and repairs the cells, all those things when we sleep.
Hmm.
And I was like, and now knowing those things, my grandmother, I don't know if that's what she knew back then, but that
Probably
wisdom,
did.
you know, carried forward. And I was like, wow, when I took that nap yesterday, it was like I woke up and I had such clarity and focus and I had renewed energy. I woke up, I took a nap from like 5:30 to 6:30
Hmm.
and I woke up and I was ready. I was like, "Oh, wow, that felt good."
Wow.
And it may seem like little to nothing to somebody, right? But a nap is also part of you taking care of you.
It's powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very important.
Re-energize. So,
Yep.
if it's working out, right? Getting back into that routine, getting back into the routine, I mean, I'm not going to put my hands up for you guys to make the bunt of anybody's jokes or anything like that, or my feet, which need a pedicure. But, that's not the only way that we can get a little bit of self care, right? We can do
Many
some of the
ways.
free things
Right.
also, it's cost efficient
Mm-hmm.
things like taking a nap, like walking your neighborhood. You don't have to have a gym membership.
Exactly. Yeah.
Breathing, well, God bless if you're listening to this podcast right now, you're breathing. And so just some breathing exercise,
Yeah.
just to take in, Tara talked about earlier about
Getting that.
those.
Yeah. Getting the oxygen to the brain. Absolutely. And you're so right. You don't need to have membership. And I remember years ago too. I don't. This is something that a mistake that I was doing. I always wanted like a perfect state, so then I can go and achieve my other things. That's something. So you know what? My perfect state is an imperfect state.
Oh, I love
You
that.
know, and it's perpetual. It's consistent.
Mm, mm.
That's
Ooh, wait a
that.
minute, wait a minute. Can I just get a one more time? We are going to reverse the curse of
Yes.
perfectionism. That's what it is.
Right.
Because that perfect state
It's not a
is
final state. Yeah.
the imperfect because we know that that Christ came so that we could be made he did the completed work for us. So all we're doing is basking in the work that's already been done and becoming.
Yes. Very powerful, Tabitha. Exactly. You're so right. Christ is perfect, and here we are. We're keeping up the work, and we need to keep up the work.
Amen.
Ooh.
It's that part for me.
Yeah.
It's that part. And one of the things before Tara and I share a little bit of banter before we go and press the live button here for you guys. But one of the things we were saying was that when you show up, you feel different. When you show up, and you're being consistent, you feel better when you show up.
Yeah.
And when you work out and you're doing that soul work and that self-care, you
get the clarity, the vision, the focus. So if something, throws a curve to you, the situation may throw a curve, you are prepared. You're not stressed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key thing. And that's why it has to be that consistent,
I agree,
working at it, and taking care of yourself and all those good things. And
oh yeah,
continuously perfecting, shall we say, or consistently
yes.
perfecting, because
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to be perfect.
Right. Because we
Christ
realize
owns
that
that.
that's right. Yeah, he's got that real estate on lock.
Yeah. That's right. So we just got to keep it going, and you feel good. You feel focused. Your adrenaline is
Mm-hmm.
pumped up, and you know what? You got this.
That's right. That's right. I think that at the end of the day, it's that part. It was like when I woke up, I was like, what long day? Let's do this,
Well, that's just so impressive. Your stamina, your strength is so admirable, because you got two little ones at home. You got a grown one. You got a husband. All that's energy, especially with two little ones. And how is Mrs. Shea doing?
Lord Jesus. Okay, can I tell a quick story?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Okay, so we're gonna add some segments in here for our family laughter and joy. My little girl, I'm not ashamed to tell you guys that my children can be a little bit vocal, assertive. Okay, anyways,
Expressive.
they're getting there. And I have, because I love emotional intelligence, so I'm really trying to get them to the point where they are expressing themselves, they're aware of how they feel. So long story short, I was doing my hair, and I was on the phone with Dr. Zoe, which we'll have to have her as a guest one day on our show. I was doing my hair, talking to her, and I was flat ironing it, and I was like, okay. And Shay wanted me to do something with her instead. So, here I have Dr. Zoe in my AirPod, and I'm like, okay. And she's like, Mommy, come do this. And I said, Mommy's got to finish her hair first. And she said, with the straightest face, Mommy, your hair is boring. What? I was like, wait,
Rewind.
wait. Now that was worth. I was like, this child just told me that my hair was boring. I was like,
And you've got beautiful hair.
so I politely picked my pride up off the floor.
And let them know how old Shay is, too.
Shay is 3.
Yeah, she'll let you know.
She'll let you know. And, kids, they just have no filter, and they say it from such a pure place.
Nothing like a child's expression, yeah.
Out of the mouths of babes.
Whew.
Your hair is boring. So I just thought, wow, all right. So that part right there.
Yeah.
So after that, I was just like, I couldn't say anything else, but at the time she had her shoes on the wrong foot. So
but you know what? She had that confidence.
she was confident. Needless to say, the child was confident. I said, I got my lip off the ground. Now, can you please put your shoes on the right feet? Thank you. Well, let me just say this. Kids, they just say it, right? And they don't mind saying it. Sometimes, we know that we have to have filters. But I think it's important that we we know that you gain that confidence also when you have taken care of yourself, when you are doing the
Exactly.
things, that say,
And the
okay.
beauty of that is she's seeing you take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the normal in her life. She, you know what? This is how I grew up.
That's right.
This is, what I see. And that's so important. So many people don't see that,
Ooh, that's good.
you know,
That's
and,
so good.
and it's heartbreaking, and someone
Mm-hmm.
might not see someone taking care of themselves and, oh, I can look good. I can take care of myself. I can be
Mm-hmm.
healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's free.
Free 99.
Free 99. I love it.
You know what? I think that we're reversing the curse. This is
Mm-hmm.
what this is really all about. Because, for you and I don't know how often you saw your mom or your dad do something for themselves.
I'll tell you what, every day before they had flat irons, my mom used an
Iron.
iron. She took a pillowcase. It was like one of the old pillowcases cut out.
Mm-hmm.
Before they had all this good stuff, she would iron her hair. Yeah.
Wow. Like the movie Hairspray.
I have not seen that,
Oh
but
my goodness, child.
a real iron. Iron that hair. Yeah.
Oh
On an
my
ironing
goodness.
board. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So she did take care
She
of
did take care
self.
of herself. And, when her looks got to a certain point, after everything she'd been through, she took even more care, invested in herself.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's, and she had every right to do that at a certain point in her life. Why not? But no, that's
Wow.
what I saw. Someone that, she was, she prayed, she sang in
Mm-hmm.
church. I
Mm-hmm.
wish I could sing, but I'm not gonna scare you. My mom can sing, I can't. I think everybody in my family can sing except me.
It's okay.
I can. I'll be your
God
best
gave
friend.
all of us gifts.
Yeah, that just wasn't a gift. Somehow I missed that day for that gift. Like, okay, even God said, like, okay, no.
But you know what? Your praise, your singing is like music to his ears. So I don't care what you guys sound like
Yeah.
on the other side. You know what? If
Mhm.
you sing in the shower, God loves to hear you sing.
Yes.
To him, you are angelic.
Mm.
So your voice is just what he created it to be.
You're so sweet for saying that. That's a nice way of saying it. But that's, my mom, that was her thing. She would, that was her thing. That's what got her through life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She would sing, she prayed, but she took care of herself, and she loved dancing too.
Oh, yeah.
That's energy. And sometimes
Oh,
we just got to dance in our
just
house.
dance it out. That's
Yes.
right.
But, yeah, no, I loved, like I say, watching you take care of yourself. Yeah, my mom, for me, kind of set the standard. And, and of course, my mom loves to do the thing with their eyeballs and gives me that assessment.
That's right.
But that's good.
The once over.
Once over. Or,
Wait a minute.
What's that?
You're picking up a little speed there.
Yeah. Slow down. Or, wait. But that's, that's a standard because you see that, then you're inspired by it and that becomes part of your norm. This is,
Yeah.
it's normal and it's healthy to take care of yourself.
To take care of yourself.
And foundationally too, with faith.
I believe that.
And
I believe that. That's really good. One of the things that also I believe, like, since we're talking about the self-care, one of the things that I saw my family do growing up, and I know we share this in common, is the cooking part. I used to always think soul food belonged to the African American community. I was like, yeah, it's soul food. But the more I grew, the more I learned about myself and the way I believe I feed when I'm cooking, when I feed people, is that soul care is something that I'm doing. It is my expression of love and my way of saying, I love you from my soul. And so I want you to be nurtured and provided for with food. And so it's also for me very therapeutic. So a lot of people are like, are you baking? Is everything okay? Kind of like when I get to cleaning, my husband's like, oh, she's on a cleaning spree. You guys watch out. Nothing is safe. Not,
kids, let's go outside. Let's go hang out in the garage.
Everything's going to get clean. If you're standing in the way, you're going to get some Clorox. But I think that for me, cooking is also part of my self-care, and indulging in good food is part of my self-care.
You're blessing your family.
Yeah,
Yeah. My
yeah.
sister, I love grilling. I think when I can cook, but I'm not gonna again one of those talents that I just
But you grill all the
I love
time.
grilling. But my mom, my sisters, and I when you said that, I just think about how my sister always cooks for my nephew.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because she wants him to have good food nourishment, and
That's
it's
right.
and when you said that, you're putting your love into it.
That's
It's you're
right.
blessing people with your love.
Yes. Yep.
You know, and my mom does it. You know, we'll take food to our neighbor. You know, because he's not gonna eat anything like how we're gonna cook.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Absolutely.
we're
Yep.
cooking it from scratch, and it's good.
Yeah.
And you know, and even like simple stuff we'll throw together, like a stew and rice,
Mm-hmm.
green bean. Oh
Mm.
man, okra,
Especially since okra.
okra
Oh,
stew.
wait a
Yes.
minute. Okay. Look, y'all.
Yeah,
For the community out there,
we're hungry.
we're hungry. One, but two. Did you hear my friend just say that her family makes some okra stew? I want to say to the Hill family. That's my dad's side of the family. Grandma, she just said that her mom makes okra stew.
Oh, I'm just
Now,
drooling now.
oh, I know. Now, all I need is some black eyed peas to go with that. Some cornbread and some
Ah,
turkey.
yes. And my sister started making cornbread
We're
too.
hungry.
Yeah, and she'll bring it over, and I'm trying to, I'm trying to do
Mm.
the self care thing, but I think she
Mm-hmm.
tries to sabotage me because there's some competition going. But that's okay.
Between her and your mom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's hilarious because they'll always ask my nephew. So who's chicken curry do you like more?
That poor baby. They
I
didn't put
know.
him in the middle.
Like why do you guys do that to him? But he loves his moms, but he loves his nanas too.
And you know Nana's is always better.
Nana rocks. Nana's, and I love watching my mom. God bless her. She gets competitive.
That's right, because she knows that she's the one who taught
Hey,
her. That's
this is
right.
my dish.
This is mine. I own this. You know, it's so funny because I think we were talking about a Shay earlier, but like kids are so raw. I remember my mom is an excellent cook. You know, like hands down, I wouldn't ever try to compete with her. Like today, like at the ripe age that I am, I still wouldn't compete with this woman in the kitchen.
I I'm, I just want to say I
Say it,
love that
yes.
you showed me a picture of your mom. She had cooked a spread,
Spread of
and I'm looking
food.
at it. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. I mean, I love the pictures you sent me when you bake your desserts and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this just looks too good. How dare you send it to me? But
Ah,
that's some gourmet magazine stuff. But your mom, and you could see the love on that
yes.
table.
Oh my goodness, child.
Mhm.
Reverend Shirley Caesar has a song
Mm.
that said beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, you name it. That's kind of how it is to go eat at my mom's house. It's like you name it,
God
it's
bless her. Yeah.
there. But as a child, when my grandmother was still living, my mom's mom was still living, so my dad's mom is still living. Um, but it was like my grandmother's macaroni and cheese. Now, hands down, today, now that my grandmother's gone on to glory, nobody makes better macaroni and cheese in my family than my mom.
All right.
But when my grandma was here, we would tell her, and again, we were kids and we just had no filter. We would say, Mom, yours is good, but Granny's is the best.
Yeah. Granny's got the
That's
lockdown
the
on the mac and
lock on
cheese.
the mac and on everything though. It would be like no matter what Granny cooked, peach cobbler from scratch,
Oh
all the
wow.
stuff, right? The cakes, the cookies. She used to make tea cakes. I'm gonna make you some tea cakes. Have you had
Wow.
tea cakes before?
No,
I'm gonna
no.
make
I
you
think
some.
no. My mom loves making cake from scratch.
Tea cakes are like little cookies,
Mm.
but they're with like a little bit of nutmeg and vanilla
Oh
and
wow.
yummy, y'all. We're hungry. Did I say we're hungry? Okay. It's
Yeah,
time
yeah,
for
we're
us to
hungry.
eat. All
Yeah.
right. But we wanted to talk to you guys today about self care and taking care of your mental health as much as you put into your physical health, your spiritual health. All of these things are tied together.
And the
And
food.
so,
The
and the
food is
food.
tied to it for sure.
That's right. And so that's part of taking care of your body. You want to put the best things in your body.
Yeah. Learning to cook. It's an art and it's beautiful.
Hmm.
And putting, like you said, you're putting your heart, your soul into it.
That's right.
That's love.
That's love.
And it tastes so good.
It really does.
Yes.
And you know what, sis? Let me just say
Mm.
this while I'm really good in the kitchen, but I'm not good at the grill. So maybe we do some trade offs here.
You got it.
Exchange, y'all. We doing business. She's gonna teach me how to grill, and I'll teach her some of my soul food recipes.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
But that's what it's about. It's about taking care of self And so I'm so thankful that we get to share even this time, right? Because like when I get to come to the studio and spend some time with my friend, my sister Tara,
Thank you.
that's my version of self-care. That's my
Thank you, my
version of
sister.
saying,
My beautiful
"Hey,
sister. Thank you.
I get to unwind and come in here and laugh
Y-
and
You know, when I was driving here, it took me an hour and a half, but I'll tell you what,
wow."
I was happy. I'm seeing you too. I'm like, you know what? I feel happy. I feel good. I love this.
And she's fresh off of vacation, so I'm like, I know she's working hard at work, and then to come and spend some time, with me, just to record and say, "Hey, we have an audience, and we actually, if one person watches, we're doing our job because our assignment was to come and encourage the people to show them, the power of TNT." And in the Bible, there's
Boom.
boom,
You
baby,
need the word.
boom. I was looking for the sound effect. Boom, baby, boom. Um, but it talks about dunamis. Dunamis power is the word where we get dynamite. And so God has dunamis power in our lives. And so we the power of TNT coming together where we say it sounds like dynamite because it is, and that's really because we operate under the dunamis power of God. And so, and we get to share that with you guys.
Yeah.
So that's the blessing. So we pray that you've been encouraged and uplifted here.
Yeah. And you know what, Tabitha? I am encouraged and uplifted. Like I said, I'm driving here. It makes my heart happy. And this is, to me, this is part of that taking care and self care and just replenishing my spirit, my soul. And it's too easy to give up.
Yes. Oh,
Just-
that's the easy option,
It's
isn't it?
easy. You know, I can be a recluse and be at home or work. That's that's not God's purpose for all of us.
That's right.
You know?
And I think in this season, if we've learned nothing else from what I call COVID consecration, is that there are other things that you want to do with life. And you recognize that, as my uncle has, transitioned last Sunday, and I'll talk about him some more next month when we talk about the men in our lives, but you recognize that life is but a vapor. And there are some things that you want to do with your life. And so I don't know why, but you guys get me all emotional on here. Um,
How about some avocado toast?
yes, that part. Um, but I think that we have to get to a point where we are saying, I'm gonna do the best with what I have. I'm not gonna hold anything back. When I leave here, I'm gonna have it all on the table. And I thought about, him as, I got home and Sam was
I
tasked with
love it.
sharing that
Hmm.
and all I thought about was like, he gave his all to everybody. His all. And it was like, God, life is short. People, a lot of us have lost a lot of people in the last,
Hmm.
12, 18 months with COVID and whatnot. And so if we know this, let's put it all out there. Let's leave these vessels empty when God calls our card.
Oh,
Let's say, you know what? We did the podcast, we did the TV show, we wrote the book, we did the dress, right?
yes.
We put it
I
all
better
out
do the
there.
dress.
You better do
You
the
better
dress. That's
make sure I
right.
do the
Hey,
dress.
y'all, when y'all see me come in here with this dress on, this child is talented and gifted. We'll talk about this more one day, but
Well,
Tara
yeah.
should have been in like the New York Fashion Week because she is so savvy with fashion. And
You're
I'm
too
just
kind. You're too kind.
really trying to get her to pursue that in some of her free time
Yeah.
whenever she gets a moment or two. But God has other stuff for her outside of accounting. You can tell she's a dynamic woman. She gives her all to everyone. And so, in self care and her going on vacation, that's why it's such a big deal to me. I also want her to do some of the things that are her heart's desire
Yes,
because
ma'am.
she's got a dress that I know she's been holding on to for about 4 years. And I'm ready to see that bad boy come to manifestation. I'm gonna give her my dimensions tonight, y'all, so she can just
Yeah,
make it
I need.
specifically
You know,
to
I do.
me.
I need to. I need. You know, I need to work on something for you.
So seriously, I mean, I don't. she's got jewels on. If you guys could see the way this child rocks jewels, she rocks it all. Like normally when you see her in corporate, you're like, okay, who is this? Because she's got her earrings matching her necklace, matching her, everything is just on point, matching her, the baubles on her fingers, her rings and watches and all of the things. And it's like, so you just know that she's very fashion savvy, very fashion forward.
Accessories are good.
Accessories are our
I'm
friend.
loving
And
scarves.
scarves.
Yeah.
Yes, even the lightweight ones, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna, when we leave, we want to make sure it's all on the table.
And that was so beautiful what you said. And I think I felt it now more than ever. This is just a vessel.
Yep.
Put it out there.
That's right. Okay.
How old was your uncle?
Let's see. Mommy is going to be 60 this year. I think he was 65 or 60.
Oh, wow. Young.
Yeah. He would have been 66,
God bless him.
I think,
God rest his soul.
July.
If he was there for all those people, then we owe it.
Yes.
People like that to put all of us out there. Get it out of the vessel. Wow.
All of it.
Tabitha, you are beautiful. So what's for dinner tonight?
Whatever Sam ordered.
Sometimes you just gotta order food.
I made pancakes for breakfast. I did the things for lunch, right? I'm like, I've done this and this and this. And now it's time for me to have some self-care with TNT.
T.
Boom.
Boom, baby, boom. I love it. But that's love. Taking the time to make pancakes. You're doing all that. It's a mess, but you know what? Your children are loving that.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna have that forever with them.
Forever. Yep.
Yes.
And that's what it is. It's making sure that you take the time to make the memories.
Yes. Those traditions, absolutely. Yep.
Gotta make the memories.
And then it's encouraging health for the children too,
Mhm.
because even like with my nephew, he doesn't like eating out. He wants his mama's cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Nana's got it going on. And
Hey.
he knows he's got a key and garage open. He knows how to go get food.
Because Nana always does it better.
Yeah. Yeah, they really got this competition going on with the chicken curry. I mean, I tell you, one night I would not be surprised if we saw us on the news. There's gonna be thrown out with chicken curry.
Look, if they're throwing out chicken curry, y'all, I just want to have my bowl so that I can get me some. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna bring a bowl. I'm gonna bring me over some Tupperware. Do they still say Tupperware? Gladware?
I don't know.
Any of those things.
yeah.
Something with a lid, honey, so I can take mine home. Y'all can continue to fight over who's best. I just want a bowl.
You got it
to
girl.
go.
You got it.
Well, we have enjoyed you all so much, and we know that self-care is vital to everything that we are doing. And I hope that you've been encouraged, motivated, uplifted to not just do self-care now and again, but to make it a habit, to make it more normal, to take care of yourself in the many forms.
And it's okay. It's perfectly okay to take care of yourself. Take care of your body, your mind, your spirit, what you put in your body, and pray to let that nourishment come inside you, so that you can take it out of your vessel, as you said it, Tabitha. You said it so well, and that just hit me when you said vessel.
To pour it all out.
Yes.
So that and if you take care of self on a regular basis, right, it doesn't feel like you're being depleted when you have to give it out to other people, or so. Again, we thank you for spending some time with us today. Today's show is a little bit longer, but we had some catching up to do and some self-care and self-love to show one another as well as ourselves.
Yes.
So,
amen.
Till next time, I'm Tabatha Pittman.
And I'm Tara Isaac.
This is TNT.
Sounds
like dynamite
because it is. Boom, baby, boom.